안녕하세요. 국제적 명성의 영어교사 전문교육기관 숙명테솔 설명에 오신 여러분 모두를 진심으로 환영합니다. 코로나로 가속화된 디지털 시대, 버추얼 시대, 바로 이 시대를 이끌어갈 그 미래 교육에 대한 갑론을박이 지금 진행되고 있습니다. 그 중에서도 국제적으로 알려진 그 교육학자인 앤드류 하버그리스 학자가 얘기하는 The Fifth Dimension은 지금 현재 우리가 홀로그램이라든지 아바타, 가상현실, 또 가상세계, 알고리즘 이런 것 속에 자칫 함몰되기 쉬운 우리의 인간성이라든가 아니면 인본주의적인 교육이랄까 또는 상생과 그 협의 또 자연과 하나가 되는 일체감 이런 모든 것들을 되살릴 수 있는 하나의 새로운 공간을 창출하다는 것이 이제 지론인 것입니다. 바로 이렇게 급변하는 세계 속에 우리 숙명테솔이 영어 교육을 위해 나가야 될 그 방향성은 무엇인가 바로 여러분하고 이제 찾아보려고 하고 있습니다. 그 사이 20여 년간 숙명테솔은 그 여러 가지 측면에서 영어 교육을 그 앞장섰는데요. 우선 지난 7, 8년 전에도 이미 온라인 실시간으로 강의를 할 수 있는 테솔 라이브 프로그램을 제공한 바 있습니다. 또한 미래 그 인재를 길러내는 영어 교사들은 국제적인 소양도 같이 키워야 되고 특히 이 즈음에는 그 Teaching English in Multiculturalism and Multilingualism 지금 그 다문화적인 그 교육 현장 그 멀티링골적인 측면을 가지고 있는 교육 현장에서 어떻게 영어를 잘 우리가 교육할 것인가 이런 것에 대한 논의가 굉장히 여러 가지로 시급합니다. 바로 여러분들과 함께 그 길을 향해서 또 새로운 그 미래 속에 영어 교육 현장을 같이 만들어 나가겠습니다. 그 사이 숙명테솔은 국제적인 이제 명성을 얻었는데 그 세 가지 기본은 우리의 졸업생 그리고 교수 그리고 잘 갖춰진 교육 시스템이라고 할 수 있습니다. 우리 지금 졸업생들은 거의 2만여 명이 국내에 다양한 그 대학에서 교수진으로 배출되었고 그리고 실제로 교육 사업 현장에서 아니면은 강의실에서 너무나 그 선도적인 역할을 해주었기 때문에 숙명테솔 졸업생은 정말 다르다라는 그런 현장에서의 목소리로 인해 저희가 지금까지의 명성을 유지할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 그래서 항상 졸업생들한테 감사드리고요. 그리고 두 번째는 이제 교수진이라고 할 수 있습니다. 데이 1부터 저희는 그 이제 외국인 교수진들을 모셨고 어떤 뭐 학문적인 깊이나 뭐 박사학위나 이런 것보다는 현실적으로 정말 현장에서 티칭을 해봤고 그리고 한국뿐만 아니라 세계 각국에서 다양한 경험을 쌓은 그런 교수진들을 모셔서 바로 여러분을 교육할 때 우리 그 굉장히 교육 현장에서 최적화된 영어 교사를 길러낼 수 있는 그런 바탕을 지닌 분들을 또 성공적으로 모셨고 그분들 덕분에 지금의 교육 체계를 유지해 오고 있습니다. 그리고 세 번째는 교육 시스템이라고 할 수 있는데요. 저희는 여러분이 여러 가지 뭐 포스터에서 보시면 알 수 있듯이 굉장히 까다롭다. 그러나 결국에는 그 열매는 굉장히 또 달콤하다. 뭐 이런 소리 하거든요. 그래서 고슴도치 같은 이미지를 우리가 내세우고 광고를 하기도 했었는데요. 일단 시스템에 들어와서 어렵긴 하지만 몸을 맡기면 4개월 후, 5개월 후에 정말 그 국제적인 영어 교사로 완전히 변화돼서 나간다라는 것이겠죠. 그래서 지금 저희 교육 시스템에 몸을 맡기고 저희 쪽에서는 공교육기관, 사교육기관을 다 아우르는 그 교육을 해오고 있습니다. 우리가 2007년부터 교육부 현직 교사 그 심화연수 기관으로 지정이 돼서 지금까지 서울시, 경기도, 인천시 모든 공교육기관에 교사 연수를 담당하고 있습니다. 동시에 우리 졸업생의 많은 부분들이 사교육기관에 나가서 사업도 하시고 강의 현장도 하시고 아니면은 공교육기관에서 또 가르치시고 그리고 대학에서도 가르치시고 아주 다양한 모습으로 아니면 영어 교육이 아닌 뭐 국제교육이라든가 다른 현장에 가서도 많이 활약을 하고 계십니다. 그래서 바로 이런 강한 세 가지의 요인이 삼위일체가 돼서 오늘날의 저희 프로그램의 명성이 굳어진 것 같습니다. 그리고 처음 시작할 때부터 지금까지 그 외국 유명한 교육기관들, 유니버시티 오브 펜실바니아, 메릴랜드 대학교, 템플 대학교, 뉴욕 대학교 이런 그 명문 대학들과도 그대로 학점 교류를 지속해 오면서 이 국제적인 명성까지도 같이 얻고 있는 것입니다. 자, 오늘 여러분이 여러분 인생의 하나의 획을 그으면서 바로 이 자리에 이 시점에 나와 계십니다. 저희들이 또 내세우는 하나의 슬로건은 Your future will never be the same. 바로 오늘 여러분의 결정이 몇 년 후 뒤를 돌아다 봤을 때 그날의 그 결정이 오늘의 나를 이 자리에 만들었구나 하는 그런 것들을 보시게 될 것입니다. 바로 2만여 명의 우리 졸업생들이 증명해 주고 있는 검증된 진로라고 할 수 있습니다. 자, 여러분 모두를 저희 프로그램에서 다시 뵙기를 기대합니다. 새 캠퍼스에서 만나시지요. 자, 감사합니다.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Kara Waggoner, and I'm the General Program Coordinator for 숙명여자대학교 University's TESOL Teacher Training Program. Come along and let's find out more about what our program can offer you and how our programs can help you become the best possible teacher that you can be. So why choose Sukmang Women's University? First of all, we have 25 years of quality TESOL teacher training experience. We're the oldest and the best university in South Korea for English teacher training. Our reputation precedes us, and we have many student testimonials on our website about what Sukmyung did for them. Also, we're the innovators when it comes to online virtual, synchronous, and asynchronous education. At Sukmyung, we've been offering online classes to fit your schedule for the past 10 or so years. So we've been doing online education way ahead of the game. And we can teach you important skills for how to adapt your lessons for an in-person or an online class. What are the benefits of joining our programs? You can learn and improve your teaching skills. If you've never taught before, no worries. We'll teach you how to be a teacher. And if you're currently teaching, we want you to. We'll help improve the skills that you already have. With our SMU and YL programs, they have transferable academic credits towards a master's degree at many universities. we can provide you with real-world teaching opportunities, from our Sukmyung Daycare Center to working with North Korean refugees, helping improve their speeches at Freedom Speakers International, to our summer and winter camp programs. There's many ways for you to get involved with real-world teaching. We offer special lectures throughout the semester. That way you can learn even more about how to teach. And we have a mentorship program where we can match you with our graduates to help assist you with your teaching career, or even while you're a student at Sukmyung. So which program should I take? Well, it depends on your goals. Our flagship program, the SMU program, that is geared more towards our learners who want to teach middle school through adults. With SMU, they also have a TOTE certification, which helps gain you online teaching skills. If you'd like to teach young learners, say elementary school students, that's a really great program for you. We have an accelerated reader certificate through our literacy class as well. The SMU and YL programs are both 19 weeks, and you'll have class 12 hours a week, so 6 classes. If you just want a few strategies to help hone your teaching skills, and you want to teach very young learners, our Play and Learn program, or PL, is perfect for you. It's a shorter 12-week program where you will take 4 classes for 8 hours a week. Our PL program teaches you many activities that you can teach to our youngest of learners. So who can join our program? Anyone with a bachelor's degree from an accredited university, and anyone who wants to learn the latest and best teaching skills when it comes to teaching others English. Here are 2 of our previous daycare students that I was talking about earlier. We'll teach you skills so you can teach anyone English in the best possibles of ways. So whether you've been teaching for a few years, or you've never taught at all, or you're changing careers, or maybe you just want a few ideas so you can teach your own children, we're here to help you out. So what will you do while at Sukmyung Women's University? First and foremost, you're going to gain new teaching skills. The SMU and YL programs have 6 different courses that will help teach you both the best teaching skills and the ideas behind why we do those. You're going to learn the most recent educational research. And then whether you're in YL, PL, or SMU, you're going to be doing lots of activities. Activities. It doesn't matter if you're making puppets or teaching in front of your classmates. We learn best by doing. So you won't have some professor up front talking to you the entire time. Instead, you're going to be working collaboratively with your classmates. And you'll be doing the same thing online too. In our online classroom settings, you'll still be doing activities with your classmates, not just always listening to your professor talk to you through a screen. And best of all, you'll make new friends and lifelong memories, just like these students are doing here. One of the biggest questions I hear over the years from our students is, how should I prepare for our 숙명 programs? The best advice I can give is to practice your English as much as you can. Start thinking in English, read English books, watch English TV, and listen to English songs or newscasts or podcasts. So try to immerse yourself in English the best that you can. Come in with an open mind. Be prepared to learn new ideas that maybe are different from anything you've heard before, because we always want to keep up to date with our newest educational research, so we're going to be teaching you new ideas. And give us your best efforts. We're not looking for perfect teachers or perfect students or the best speakers. We want students who are willing to try and give it their all every class and with every assignment. Those tend to make the best students. So this is how you should prepare. Just come in with an open mind, use your English as much as you can, and give us your best efforts, and then we'll do our best to ensure that you become a great teacher. Tell me more. I want to know more about 숙명. Please go to our website. You'll find out about our history, the programs we offer, careers. You'll hear from our alumni, our previous graduates. There's a job board and more. In addition, you can follow us on social media through our website too. All right, so I hope we're really excited to get started, because there are more people who are going to tell you about our programs and policies. Welcome aboard, everyone. Thank you so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you in the fall.
Hello and welcome to our SMU-TESOL informational video. My name is Dave, and it's a pleasure to be here to walk you through the courses that we offer our SMU-TESOL students, beginning with our slogan. So here at SMU-TESOL, one of the slogans that really informs what we do is creating agile teachers for evolving professional contexts. And agile, of course, being to be flexible, right? To be able to react with speed and grace to changing conditions. And in recent years, of course, that has meant reacting to the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you choose to join us, you will have the opportunity to both study and teach online, because we believe that future teachers are going to need those essential skills to be able to teach both online and in the classroom. So we hope you can join us and learn to be agile as a teacher as well. So what you're looking at now is a number of the logos for the courses in the SMU-TESOL program, and I'm going to take you through each of those courses right now. So the SMU-TESOL program consists of a number of courses, which whether you choose to study in person or on Saturday in person and Wednesday online, for example, in either version of our program, you're going to have 12 hours a week of study. And those 12 hours are divided among the courses of methodology, practicum, second language acquisition, academic skills development, and intercultural communication. And so what you're looking at here is methodology 1 and methodology 2. Those courses, the methodology course is really the flagship course of the SMU-TESOL program. So the other courses you will study for 1 class a week or 2 hours a week. Methodology you study twice a week. So you take that class for 4 hours a week. And so when you're halfway through this semester, you're actually finishing methodology 1 and beginning methodology 2. So that's what that is. Let me take you through the content next. So as I just mentioned, the methodology course is divided into methodology 1 and methodology 2. And you take methodology twice a week, so it is a major course. Methodology 1 is where you learn how to teach the different skills and systems of language. So the language skills you're probably familiar with already, being speaking and writing, listening and reading, and also how to set up activities, how to give instructions and check comprehension, and to facilitate activities and practice, and also you have the opportunity to do some lesson planning using classroom interactions. All of that happens in methodology 1 as the major focus, and you use those skills throughout the semester in methodology 2 and in your other courses. Now methodology 2 is where we take a little bit of a different focus. You're still interested in how to teach lessons and how to teach activities and language systems and skills, but methodology 2 allows you to apply those skills to kind of different contexts. So methodology 2 includes how to teach exam-based classes. So let's say, for example, you go on to teach in a Suneung prep course. Well, we're going to teach you how to teach for that test, but to do so in an interactive way, to use the best techniques from SMU-TESOL in that context. We also cover how to teach content and language at the same time. So how do you focus on, teaching science and English at the same time? What are the considerations that teachers of those classes need to keep in mind? And of course, how to teach online, which is integrated throughout your course, but you'll have a great opportunity to apply that in methodology 2, as well as different moments throughout the semester. So that's methodology 1 and methodology 2. Here you can see some images from methodology in the past and also from graduation. So we like to remind our teacher trainees that the heart represents what we believe about good teaching, and the hand represents what good teachers do, and the brain represents what good teachers know. So, for example, for the heart, perhaps good teachers believe that every student can learn and improve with proper support. That's principle of effective language teaching 1.1. And what do effective teachers do? Well, maybe we share the speaking time with our students, and we don't dominate with our teacher talk, and we allow them to have output and interaction in the classroom, right? And what do good teachers know? Well, we know certain things about effective teaching. We know what works and what doesn't. We know the principles of effective language lesson design, for example. So this is kind of a recurring theme in the methodology course. So I'd like to take a moment now to tell you about our TOTE online teaching endorsement, which you may have heard of before watching this video. This is actually a new addition to our program, and what it is basically you get to learn how to teach the systems and skills in the online context, and you will do that in a variety of ways, including planning for online teaching and including teaching online in a digital practicum. So we're quite proud of our TOTE online teaching endorsement, and what it means is when you graduate from our program, you will have the SMU-TESOL certificate, but also an endorsement that says you're qualified to teach online, because we take you through all the requirements of online teaching, and we give you an opportunity to practice as well. This brings us to our intercultural communication course. Now, this is another course which really sets us apart from other TESOL programs, and the reason for that is many programs don't actually focus on the intercultural elements of a language classroom. So we all bring culture with us, and our students bring culture with them, and so we need to think about our identity as language teachers and our identity as language learners. And what does it mean to have a classroom culture that is conducive to learning? So perhaps your classroom culture is that the teacher has all the answers, and so therefore the students do not have a right to disagree. Well, we would say that's a classroom culture that does not lead to learning in the same way as, for example, a classroom culture where everyone has a voice, where everyone has a right to speak. So it's about identity, it's about culture, it's about context, and we think that the classroom culture component of intercultural communication will be a real eye-opener for our future students. That's intercultural communication. Which leads us to second language acquisition. Second language acquisition is the science of how language is learned, how languages are acquired. It covers everything from theories of comprehensible input to pushed output and negotiation of meaning through interaction, as well as motivation and lexics and additional coverage on grammar. And so if many of these terms are unfamiliar to you, such as negotiation of meaning and interaction and comprehensible input, that's okay, because what we do is we take these well-known SLA theorists, and we take their articles and we give you kind of a condensed version, and we ask you to read that for homework. And when you come into class, you get to speak in groups and discuss the concepts and see those concepts applied in real language lessons. So particularly in recent years, the SLA course has taken a very practical approach to showing these theories in context. And by the end of the course, you should be able to talk about them and even justify your own teaching by mentioning certain well-known concepts and theories. Academic skills development is a support course. And what we mean by that is this is an ungraded course. It's pass or fail. And it exists primarily to support you in your academic writing, which you'll be doing in the other programs. So for example, in ICC, you will have to write about course concepts several times in the semester. Well, in the ASD course, you'll have a chance to work on the academic writing that goes along with that and get feedback from your teacher and your peers. So as a support course, academic skills development is very interesting and very useful. And in recent semesters, it's taken on a a number of exciting new components that will show you how to kind of use these things in your own classroom. So again, a very practical course for future teachers. Speaking of practical, the practicum course, which is offered for 2 hours a week, whether you do that during the week or you are an evening and weekend student, in which case you will take practicum on Saturday morning. But practicum is, as you might guess, the most practical of our courses, because this is the course where you have a chance to literally apply the concepts that you've learned in methodology and other courses into a simulated teaching environment. So we don't have students for you to teach who are really learning English. So instead what happens is your classmates become the novice or intermediate level students for your micro teaching. Micro, of course, being small and teaching being teaching. So micro teaching is small teaching. So we like to give students approximately 10 minutes to 12 minutes to teach. And that could be a little less or a little more, depending on the size of your class and other factors. But so you would have 10 to 12 minutes to teach, and you do it several times throughout the semester. And so we would begin the practicum class with your teaching, and then after the practicum class, you get, after the micro teaching, you get some practicum lessons from your practicum teacher. And in the next week, what happens is the micro teachers from the previous week get to reflect on what they did in their reflection. So basically, you might call the practicum class the reflecticum. It's your chance to teach and to reflect on your teaching and reflect on the teaching of your peers and to improve in that process. So a typical practicum class looks like this. We begin with our micro teachers for that week. That usually takes the first hour. And then in the second hour, you sit in reflection groups. And these reflection groups are made up of your peers. So if you did micro teaching in the previous week, you did a self-reflection for homework, and you bring that with you to class, and you talk about your own reflection. If you didn't do micro teaching in the previous class, you did a peer reflection for homework. And so you're discussing with the peer that did the micro teaching, and you're giving your feedback to them. And then with the leftover time, there's a little practicum lesson that the practicum teacher will give you. And the very last thing you receive is the feedback from the teacher based on your micro teaching, because we like you to see your peers' feedback first. Okay, so that's basically how it works. And a little bit about your options if you're interested in our program. Of course, you could choose to do a morning class or afternoon class if it's offered. Morning class is 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the weekend class is actually a blended class, which means it's online and offline. So if you choose the blended weekend class, that means you have 3 hours a week online. That's from 7:30. It's 3 hours a week online, so it is from 7:30 to 10:20, and then in person is from 9 o'clock until 7 o'clock on Saturday. Okay. We thank you for watching this promotional video. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with the SMU-TESOL office. And if they have curriculum questions, they will ask us professors to inform you of any details about the curriculum. We really look forward to seeing you in our classrooms, and we know that you can become an agile teacher as well. So come on down to the Injigwan at SMU, Sugmyung Women's University, Tesol.
Hello, everybody. My name is Luke Stundon, and I'm a professor here at 숙명 University, and I'm involved in teaching the YL and PL programs. So let's have a look at some of the classes that we offer in both of those programs so you can make more of an informed choice about maybe which one is suited for your needs. Let's begin with our YL program, a Young Learner program. So Young Learner TESOL, you can see there. Let's have a look and maybe you can find out the answer to, is this program suited to what I want? So here are the classes on offer in our YL program. We have Child Development and Teaching, which is all about working with children. We have Literacy Development, which is connected with reading and writing skills. Classroom English, where you will learn about teaching English in English. Curriculum, which is about planning lessons. Language Acquisition Theory, you're going to look at different theories about how language is learned. And Classroom Management, in which you look at behavior and motivation of students. So let's look a little bit closer at each of these classes. Up first, we have Child Development and Teaching, or CDT. In this, you will learn how to modify activities for more traditional English, and you'll also look a little bit at content-based lessons. In this class, you're going to learn about multiple intelligences and how not everybody learns the same way. And you'll also look at how you can encourage these different intelligences and cater our activities toward the specific interests of students. You will also get a chance to observe some children and adapt lessons so you can promote child development. You will also be looking at promoting higher order thinking, memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Next, in Language Acquisition Theories, or as we call it, just theory, it's mostly focused at listening and speaking skills. So in this, you're going to be looking at how individual differences can actually influence a child's language learning, right? So similarly in CDT, not everybody learns the same, and that is something that's very important for us as teachers to be aware of and focus in on. You'll get a chance of looking at a bunch of different language learning theories, and you'll see how you can apply them to learning. In this class, you will also look at some time management skills, which will hopefully help you out in your studies in general. Next here, we have Classroom Management. And as you can see on the screen here, this class is all about behavior and all about motivation. You're going to be looking in depth at how can you build a classroom community? How can you help students to feel comfortable in the classroom? What can you do as a teacher to help build this community? You want them to feel welcome, you want them to feel safe, and overall, you want to build a positive learning environment. So you're going to look at things like teaching and establishing good behavior in students. How can you deal with students who are not showing good behavior, right? Looking at how can you effectively punish a student without seeming like it's something that's super mean, super cruel. You'll also look at how you can implement effective teaching, some effective phrases you can be using in your classes, and also how you can build a positive relationship with students' parents. Next, we have literacy development. In this class, it's focused on reading and writing skills. So you'll get to look at some theories of literacy development. And obviously, as readers, students have to acquire several essential skills in both their native language and the language that they're learning. So here you will get to look at some phonemic awareness, phonics, vocab building, reading comprehension, and there'll also be an element of looking at storytelling in classes as well, and doing read-alouds and the benefits of this. Next, we've got curriculum. And in curriculum, it's all about planning lessons. So you will look at a few different types of lesson plans. You'll see a PPP style lesson, so presentation, practice, production. You'll look at PDP, pre, during, post, and you'll also look at TBL, or task-based learning. And all of these different lesson plans have a different kind of focus in mind, whether it's focusing on receptive skills, productive skills, things like that. There'll also be a little bit of CLIL, content-based approaches, in this class too. And there's a certain element where you will also look at some activities you can use in class, like songs, games, and how to integrate that into your lesson planning. Next, we have a classroom English, and this is all about teaching English in English. So it's going to be looking at communicative activities that young learners need to develop their 4 skills. So those 4 skills: reading, writing, listening, speaking. And you'll also have a chance in classroom English to teach a few ESL activities. ESL activities that you create yourself as well. So it's kind of a mix of all of the different classes so far, and you have a chance of showing off what you are capable of. But regardless of which one you choose, or which class you choose to do, and which course you choose to do, one thing is going to be similar across the board. And that thing is going to be activities. We really want to focus in on this concept of activities and looking at how an activity works in a classroom. So you, as the student, will come here and also get a chance to do the activities you'll be teaching in your own classroom. And this is very beneficial from a lot of different kind of aspects, because one, you get to see kind of the elements of fun that come through as a student. And also you can realize maybe where some of the issues could start to arise. And that can be very beneficial for teaching you how to adapt your material as well. And you'll also have a few other opportunities for learning in the YL program. So you may have an opportunity to engage in community volunteer teaching program. There's also a language doctor where a few students will be chosen as kind of teaching assistants for the language doctor program, teaching actual children. And there will also be some opportunities for summer and winter camps, where again, you can offer your services as a TA and work along with the professors to teach the students. There will also be some special lectures throughout the term that can range from kind of more culture-based materials to storytelling. So keep an eye on those. And each term we have a children's event. So it's going to be a Halloween event or just a basic Children's Day event, where all of the classes will have a chance to plan out really fun activities, from a photo zone, a snack room, craft-based room, storytelling room. There's a lot of different opportunities, and it's always a load of fun. So that's it for the YL information. Hopefully that will help you learn a little bit more about the classes that are offered, and that can help you make a choice on whether or not the YL class is what you want to do. So let's then move over and have a look at PL. So our PL program, Play and Learn TESOL. And in this one, we have 4 different classes available. We have Joyful Classroom, we have Storytelling, we have Creative Teachers Workshop, and we have Play and Learn English. So let's have a look at each of these classes so you can learn a little bit more about them. First up is Play and Learn English. So as it sounds like in the title, there's a lot of fun activity-based approaches that you're going to be looking at. It's mostly focused on teaching English in English, but you will also be looking at things like doing opening songs, closing songs. So it's overall a lot of fun, focusing on student engagement and the positives of building up this classroom community. Next is Creative Teachers Workshop. And in this one, again, the title kind of tells you all you need to know. It is all about being creative. In this class, you are actually going to be sitting down and making classroom materials. So part of the assessment of that one is going to be building up your own portfolio of the materials that you have created. So you'll look at things from making your own puppets, making paint with students, doing different paper crafts. Each week is a different topic, and it's always a lot of fun. Storytelling is about looking at stories, analyzing stories, and learning how to be an effective storyteller. So hopefully you're not shy, because each week students are going to be reading out their own stories that they've brought to class. But very, very useful class. Doing read-alouds is a fantastic way of connecting with students and a really good way to facilitate English learning. So put on your best funny hat, put on a great voice, and get ready for a good time. Next, we have Joyful Classroom. And in this one, it's focusing on how exactly you can manage this young learner environment. So when you are a teacher, if we look at the two pictures here, you don't really want to be like this picture on the left. You don't want to get tied up, bogged down. You want to have a good time. You want to be a fun teacher. You want the students to come in, have a great time learning, and that's what Joyful Classroom is going to be facilitating. How can you create a positive environment? How can you facilitate students having fun, having a good time, and still getting in that learning? So definitely very, very valuable stuff to learn, especially if you're a first-time teacher. And of course, one thing you're going to be doing in every single class that you do is, if you have a look at those pictures, it's going to be activities. Every class is focused on activities. We want you to experience activities from the perspective of both the student and the teacher. So as the teacher, you will see how you can give instructions for activities. And as a student side, you can see what exactly your students need to do to finish this activity. And this can also help you figure out where some potential difficulties could arise. So it's always a lot of fun, it's always creative, and hopefully you'll have a good time. You'll also have a few other opportunities to learn in PL. So in our summer and winter camps, we will be recruiting some TAs among the students, where you'll have a chance to work alongside the professors to teach the students at the camp. And it may be online, it may be offline, depending on the current climate. But regardless, a lot of fun. There's also special lectures. So these will range from stuff like a storytelling workshop. There is just more cultural content-based workshops, CLIL, kind of teaching other subjects in English. So if you're interested in that stuff that's maybe a little bit outside of what you do in class, keep an eye on the special lectures, and we encourage you to attend. We also have our upcoming Halloween event, where hopefully it's not too scary, but each class will get an opportunity to plan and present their own Halloween-themed activity. This can range from a spooky photo zone to a nice jack-o'-lantern paper craft, or even some food-themed activity. It's up to your class to decide what you want to do. There's a lot of freedom involved, and it's always a really good time. Thank you for listening to all the information that I've given you. Hopefully it'll help you make the choices that you need to make, and I'll see you next term. Bye-bye.
안녕하세요. 숙명테솔 및 2021학년도 가을학기 입학 관련 안내드리겠습니다. 숙명테솔은 24년 이상의 역사를 가진 국내 최초 테솔 자격증 과정 교육기관으로 공교육 및 사교육기관에서 활동하는 2만여 명의 동문을 배출하여 국내 최대의 동문 네트워크를 가지고 있습니다. 약 30여 개의 해외 대학들과 연계해서 SMU YL-TESOL 졸업 후에는 해외 대학에 입학을 하는 경우 학점 인정이 가능하며 숙명여대 테솔 MA 과정 진학 시에는 한 학기가 인정이 됩니다. 매 학기 워크숍 세미나 국제 테솔 컨퍼런스에 참여할 수 있는 기회를 제공하고 있고 우수한 교수진과 멘토링 프로그램, 실습 등 다양한 정보를 제공하고 있습니다. 숙명테솔은 국내 최대 학회 중 하나인 코테솔 국제학회를 14년 이상 숙명여대에서 유치하고 있습니다. 코테솔 컨퍼런스는 국내외 영어 교육을 선도하는 기관과 영어 교육 관련 인사들이 참가하는 행사로 특별히 숙명테솔 동문에게는 할인된 가격으로 참여할 수 있는 기회를 제공합니다. 또한 국내외 영어 교육 전문가를 초청하여 다양한 특강을 무료로 진행합니다. 숙명테솔은 국제 어린이 영어 교사 전문가 과정과 어린이 놀이 영어 전문가 과정을 운영하며 프랙티컴 실습 활동을 통해 미취학 아동 및 초등학생 대상으로 영어 실습 프로그램을 다양하게 운영하고 있습니다. 봄학기에는 YL-TESOL 수강생들이 직접 기획하고 진행하는 어린이날 행사를 운영을 하고 있고 가을학기에는 테솔의 외국인 교수들이 주관하고 재학생들이 진행하는 할로윈 행사를 해마다 개최하고 있습니다. 특히 할로윈 행사는 용산구의 대규모 영어 체험 학습 현장으로 2019년도에는 숙명테솔 동문과 일반인 약 300명이 참석해서 재미있는 영어 체험 활동이 진행되었습니다. 그리고 SMU-TESOL 수강생들 또한 SMU 교과목 중 하나인 문화 간 의사소통 방법 연구라는 과목을 통해 학습 내용을 확대하여 그룹 프레젠테이션을 직접 기획하고 실제로 수강생들 앞에서 강의 시연을 하는 행사를 매 학기 진행하고 있습니다. 뿐만 아니라 테솔 수강생들이 다양한 봉사활동에 참여할 수 있는 기회를 숙명테솔에서는 제공하고 있습니다. 복지관이나 외부 기관에서 티칭 경험을 쌓을 수 있는 티칭 활동과 어린이집에서 영어 수업 시간 보조교사로 참여할 수 있는 기회와 영문 번역 활동 등 다양한 봉사활동을 경험할 수 있도록 기회를 제공하고 있습니다. 그리고 숙명테솔은 매 학기 영어 교육 분야에서 활동하고 있는 동문들을 초청해서 수강생들과 다양한 교류를 할 수 있도록 멘토 프로그램을 운영하고 있습니다. 그리고 신입 경력으로 취업을 희망하는 모든 분들을 위해 잡페어 행사를 개최하고 있으며 본 행사에는 국내 유명 영어 교육 업체들이 대거 참석해서 취업, 창업 정보를 제공하고 있습니다. 그리고 숙명테솔 홈페이지에는 국내 탑 50개의 영어 교육 기업체 인사 담당자들이 구직을 희망하는 숙명테솔 졸업생들의 이력서를 볼 수 있는 공간과 영어 교육 업체들의 영어 교사 모집 안내문이 확인 가능한 별도의 페이지를 운영하고 있습니다. 숙명테솔은 약 30여 개의 해외 유수대학들과 연계해서 SMU YL-TESOL 자격증 취득 후에는 해외 대학원 테솔 석사과정 지원 시 최대 12학점 연계가 가능합니다. 그리고 숙명테솔은 학생들이 영어 교육 자료를 쉽게 접할 수 있도록 리소스 센터를 상시 운영하고 있고 수강생들은 관심 있는 영어 교육 관련 신간 도서를 학기 중에 신청이 가능합니다. 다음은 입학 관련 안내드리겠습니다. 숙명테솔에서는 국제 영어교사 전문가 과정인 SMU-TESOL, 국제 어린이 영어교사 전문가 과정인 YL-TESOL, 그리고 어린이 놀이 영어 전문가 과정인 PL-TESOL 수강생을 모집하고 있습니다. SMU-TESOL은 모든 연령을 대상으로 가르치는 영어 교사 교육으로 약 5개월 과정입니다. YL-TESOL은 어린이 만 6세에서 12세 대상으로 하는 영어 교사 교육 과정입니다. 공통 지원 자격은 4년제 대학교 졸업 혹은 2021학년도 8월 졸업 예정이신 분은 지원이 가능하십니다. 전형은 초, 중고 현직 교사, 비관제 교사, 영어 전담 교사들을 대상으로 하는 특별 전형 A, 그리고 공인 영어 성적을 소지하신 분들 또는 영어권 국가 학사나 석사학위를 소지하신 분들을 대상으로 하는 특별 전형 B, 그리고 일반 전형이 있습니다. 특별 전형 A의 경우 면접 100%로 진행이 되고 있고, 특별 전형 B는 영어 성적 또는 학위 50% 그리고 면접 50%로 진행이 됩니다. 일반 전형은 쓰기 시험 50%, 면접 50%입니다. 쓰기 시험은 약 30분, 면접은 10분에서 15분 정도 소요가 됩니다. 면접은 3명의 응시생이 한조가 되고 그룹당 약 10분에서 15분 정도 디스커션을 진행을 합니다. 간단한 자기소개, 주어지는 주제에 관해 개인의 의견을 피력하고 다른 응시생들 간의 인터랙션 능력을 평가하고 있습니다. 쓰기시험은 서론, 본론, 결론의 형식의 에세이 형식으로 30분이 주어집니다. 채점 형식은 논리적으로 글 전개가 이루어졌는지와 영어 구사 능력을 평가합니다. 수업 시간은 오전반, 오후반, 주말반, 그리고 온오프 통합반으로 진행이 됩니다. 오전반과 오후반은 화요일, 수요일, 금요일 주 3회 4시간씩 진행이 되고, 주말반, 온오프 통합반은 수요일, 토요일 주 2회 진행이 되고 있습니다. 온오프 통합반은 수요일은 구글 클래스룸을 통한 실시간 라이브 수업이고, 토요일은 오프라인 수업으로 진행이 됩니다. 온오프 통합반은 분반의 차이이며 자격증에는 별도의 표시가 되지 않습니다. 장학 혜택은 숙명여대 졸업 동문은 수강료의 약 15%, 현직 전교사는 수강료의 약 30% 혜택을 받으실 수가 있으십니다. 그리고 학기 말에는 분반별로 최고득점자 우수학생에게 소정의 장학금을 지원하고 있습니다. 다음은 PL-TESOL입니다. PL-TESOL은 영유아 만 3세에서 7세 대상 영어교사 교육으로 3개월 과정입니다. 지원 자격은 70학점 이상 이수한 4년제 재학생 또는 전문학사, 그리고 학사학위 소지하신 분들 모두 지원이 가능합니다. 수업은 오전반, 주말반, 저녁반으로 구성되어 있고 주 2회 4시간 진행됩니다. PL-TESOL 면접은 100%이고 3명의 응시생이 한조가 되어 입장하고 간단한 자기소개 및 질의응답 형태로 약 10분에서 15분 정도 진행이 됩니다. 수강료는 SMU와 YL은 입학금을 포함해서 385만 원, PL-TESOL은 156만 원입니다. 제출 서류는 입학원서, 학사 졸업증명서, 그리고 특별전형 A 지원자는 재직증명서, 특별전형 지원자 B는 유효한 공인 영어 성적 또는 해외 학석사 성적표 및 졸업증명서를 제출하여야 합니다.
입학 전형 일정입니다. 지원 기간은 6월 14일 월요일부터 6월 18일 온라인 신청이 가능하고 입학 시험은 6월 26일 토요일 오프라인으로 진행됩니다. 등록 기간은 7월 5일 월요일부터 9일 금요일까지입니다.
입학 지원 방법은 테솔 홈페이지에 접속을 하신 후 회원 가입을 하시고 원서를 작성하시면 됩니다. 원서 작성이 완료가 되면 전용료를 납부하시고 서류는 우편으로 제출해 주시기 바랍니다. 자세한 사항은 행정실로 문의 주시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다.